Good morning, it is Dr. Fern here, and you, medicine woman, are here if you want a life that you absolutely love. Last night, so tired, a little bit jet lagged, came home to Melbourne, and my husband was early in bed and he was reading a book, and I walked into the room already trying to put my clothes away, trying to finish off some household chores, thinking about my clinic, thinking about some of the things that had happened, thinking about just all the stuff that I had to do and how I had to put out new ads. And I was in this whirlwind in my mind, and I started to exacerbate it by cleaning up around him. And he was just chilling out, reading his books. And I got more and more worked up. And I started asking him about tax, and I started asking him about Facebook ads, and I started just like go at him. And I could see where this was going. And this is the thing, these patterns, when we start to get riled up and then we look at our partner and we directly start to attack them, these patterns have created initially a little slide in the brain, and then it becomes a groove, and then it becomes a rut. And it's almost as if as we're about to go down the slippery slope, we can't help ourselves, and we're just like, whoa, I need to go down. And in that moment, if you choose that path, you know what's going to happen. It's going to be a sleepless night for both of you. And not only that, someone's probably going to sleep in another bed or a couch. And so I could see where this was going, and thankfully, and I have been guilty of doing this many times in the past, where I would erupt. And my husband thankfully can support me in this, and he puts his book down and he looks at me and he goes, do you really want to go here tonight? And in that split second, I could have got defiant and I could have got more angry, and I could have allowed myself to get deeper into it, and it exploded. But in that moment, I took a breath and I let my ego down. And just in that awareness, in that taking the breath, what happens is that you choose not to slide down or move into that rut. And it is empowering, that moment, because here's the thing, if you keep on doing that, if you keep on erupting because you feel so much better afterwards, all that damage and trauma has actually been inflicted on someone else, and you leave a tornado behind. And what happens is that that becomes traumatizing for your husband or your partner, who's usually at the end of that attack. And they start to tiptoe around you and walk on eggshells just in case you erupt again. And that is a trauma pattern that's happening in them. So the best thing for them to do actually is just not put up with it, and say, if you're even getting into a bit of a heap, to allow them to just say, hey, I'm here for you, but I'll be in the other room. And it's allowing ourselves to be empowered to pull ourselves out from that state, because we get riled up. And then we need someone to shoot ammunition at so that we feel better. And that is not right, and we know that. So in that moment, you always have a choice. You have a choice whether to erupt, or you have a choice to stop, breathe, and every single time you practice that, you strengthen that part of the brain, that new connection that's made, so that you don't fall into that rut again and explode, and then feel really guilty afterwards for doing it, and then berate yourself. So there's like so many complex emotions that happen afterwards that are killing both sides, and no one wins in this situation. So breathe, step back into the heart and say, no, I will not subscribe to this again. And every time you do that, it will become easier and easier. But it might take a while, especially if you've already created that rut. So that is my daily dose of Dr. Fern. If you like what you hear, please share this with all your friends on Facebook. And remember to keep laughing out loud, keep coming back to your heart, because it is the second best thing you can do with your mouth.